Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show that is not a show. It's the Weekly Pint. It's a happy hour. It's an excuse to have a beer together, and poor Justin has to switch from his high life to PBR. Marco drinking his to-go, or drinking his Truth and getting to-go food. Julia's drinking Old Nation B43 Brute IPA. I didn't know people were still making Brute IPAs. I have nothing open in front of me. I'm getting ready to dive into my first beer, but before we do that, if for some reason you're just happening upon this and you don't know what's going on, this is not a show. It's a weekly live stream that I do. It's a happy hour where we all drink together. So the big part of the point of this is for you to tell us what you're drinking, and we all hang out together and do that. Leah's drinking a Holidays. Let me get the chat up on the screen. If this actually works, let's see. I'm going to say it's this one. There we go, the chat. If you would rather call into the show, that is an option. I think I have the phone lines turned on. I'll check it on here in just a second. But if you want to call in, the phone number is 567-70-DRINK. It's 567-703-7465. You can call in that way, or your chat just kind of appears on the screen right there, and we can all just hang out together. I'm going to do something a little different today. Hang on, let me make sure the phone lines are on before we get too far down the rabbit hole here. It's a pain because you have to switch back and forth with Google Voice. Yes, that looks good. Do not disturb is off, which means the phone lines are active. So I threw it out on Twitter. If anybody saw, I was either going to drink some Utopias, because I don't know if you can see behind me, over behind me there. I've got 2 bottles of Utopias back there, you guys. I am Utopias heavy right now. Stay tuned for some video stuff around that. I was going to either drink that, which I already had a little sip of this year's earlier, or we're going to break out the fire poker and try not to burn the house down. General consensus on Twitter was we want the fire poker. So I did take it camping, and it was awesome. But I didn't make any videos about it while I was camping like I anticipated I was going to. I actually have no idea how this is going to work, sitting here at the desk like this. This is not going to end well, you guys. The entire studio is going to go up in flames. If I catch myself on fire, somebody call the fire department. I have a little camp stove. I really have no idea how I'm going to do this. I went with 50 West Going Plaid. I have fire poked this, caramelized this, however you want to say it, before, and it usually works out pretty good. The real trick to this is probably going to be a little loud on... hopefully I've got enough fuel in here to... There we go. Put it somewhere where the heat won't torch a microphone or something. The real secret to the fire poker is picking a beer that has lots of sugars in it. So stouts work really good. I should have poured the beer first. Stouts work really good. Things that don't have a lot of residual sugar just don't taste like much, except a slightly lukewarm beer, which is not what you want. Justin says, "Turn the flame down." No, you got to get it hot. So the real secret is getting this little guy to be absolutely glowing hot. It's not really that hot. It's a little warm up there, but not too bad. When we were sitting out for If anybody's just tuning in, they're going to think this is the most ridiculous show ever. When we were sitting out for Halloween, trying to do this in the fire pit, it took so long trying to get the poker to be red hot. Like, you really need like a direct, super hot flame like this to get it where you want. Shout out to Chad at Narrow Path for turning me on to this stupid thing. But it is so good. So how's everybody been? I should have preheated my poker. If I was smart, I would have preheated. I was trying to hold it right there while I talk. We are entering in the final week before Beer, Booze, and Bonks, which is the beer festival that I am planning with Cincy by the Pint and the Folding Warehouse. Justin says, at least you're not like my roommate that lights a what I assume is supposed to be candle and falls asleep. No, I won't leave this going. You can't ignore the jet engine sound and try to fall asleep. So we're entering the last week before Beer, Booze, and Bonks, our beer festival. So we're finalizing all of that, making sure that we are all set for an incredible time. We're getting there, guys. Sorry, lesson learned. Next time I'll preheat my poker. We did try this with some wine, and that was okay. We also did it with some punch, and that was terrible. I've done it with a ton of Oktoberfest. I wasn't super impressed with Oktoberfest versus stouts. It's okay. This is grade A live streaming. You're watching me torch a beer poker. Make sure I don't get too close to anything that the heat's going to cause a problem. You should have seen us at Saunders Oktoberfest, where late into the night we were sitting around a picnic table doing this. But the blowtorch that Chad and the Narrow Path crew had brought with them, the igniter on it wasn't working. So we had to run around trying to find somebody that had a cigarette lighter to light the propane torch so that we could heat up a metal rod to torch beers. It was a blast. Julio says, I'm expecting this to be Beer, Booze, and Bonks, by the way. It's a possibility. We'll see. I'll have to talk to the Folding Warehouse folks to make sure they don't care that I have an open flame in the middle of a beer festival. We're almost there. You really have to get it absolutely glowing red, and it's right about there. I also, you know what, this probably would not work at Beer, Booze, and Bonk. So our glassware is not glass. It's like acrylic. And I don't know how that would work, shoving this into an acrylic cup. All right, we're right there. All right. Get that out of the way. We'll watch our burning hot poker. I don't know if you can even see that. The other secret that I've learned is don't just get it down in your beer. Make sure you get it in the actual head too, because that is where some of that marshmallowy flavor comes from. It's all right, I have water down here, guys. Because don't leave a flaming hot poker laying around your house. I don't know how long to leave it in here before it's cool enough that I can throw it on the floor. Yeah, we're getting there. I feel safe. If you see me jump up, it's because my carpet just caught on fire. All right. Cheers. It's a lot of work for a beer. But what happens is it doesn't really warm up the beer itself as much as it caramelizes some of the sugar, makes it a little frothier, gets rid of some of the carbonation, kind of makes it taste like a nitro beer. But then, like, if you could smell this right now, it smells like toasted marshmallow. It is so freaking good. Oh yeah. Oh man, it really does change the beer so much. I don't know if it's offensive to shove a flaming hot poker into a brewery's beer. I don't know if they support that or would prefer you just drink the beer the way that they made it. But yeah, so that's that. Justin says, might try this with my winter ale when it's done. A winter ale might be really good. Like I said, the real secret is residual sugar. The sweeter the beer, the better it does something. I haven't tried it with like actual like fruited beers. I'm curious to what would happen there. I don't have any that are super sweet right now, though. I have a lot of urban stuff, but theirs are actually kind of dry. I know that seems counter to what you would think of when you look at how much fruit they dump into a beer, but they brew their beers extremely dry and then just add some they add vanilla to kind of fake sweetness almost. It makes you think it's sweeter than it really is. So I don't know that their beers would be that great with it. Dark Charge, I do have a bunch of Dark Charge that I'm trying to drink down before this year's release. Some of that might be really, really amazing, but I probably shouldn't shouldn't try to crack open a bottle of Dark Charge on a work night. I keep looking over. I'm afraid that thing is melting my carpet right now, but it all looks good, and I don't smell any burning carpet fibers, so I think we're okay. Julia says, Josh thinks that was pretty cool and appreciates you risking your house for the live stream. Anything for the stream. I do this for you guys. It really, like, in the fall like this, it really improves the experience of drinking beer outside, especially. Not that I don't like drinking beer outside in the fall or the winter, because I do. But you really, like, having like an ice cold beer sitting outside while you're shivering is not, it doesn't make sense. And so this kind of takes that does take a little bit of that cold edge off of it, gets it more to cellar temperature, and that smell, and then the heat from heating it, like, it's that whole experience really does kind of kick it into a different category for me. I thought it was a gimmick, and I guess it is a gimmick, but it does change the beer 100%, and for the better in a lot of cases. With a Scotch ale, oh my god, yeah. Maybe I'll have it on hand for Beer, Booze, and Bonks, because maybe I don't know that I'll be able to make it happen during the festival, but if you're at the after party, how about that? Maybe we'll break it out for the after party when we're drinking some bigger beers, actual physical size. Which, if anybody has any questions about Beer, Booze, and Bonks, feel free to ask them tonight while we're talking, because I can answer any of them now. Marco says, how many beers can you poke before you have to heat it back up? A couple, several. I would say like 4. Is, it depends how poked you want it. If you want a little bit of a poke, you can do lots more beers, obviously. If you want to get a good poke, I would say, yeah, like 4-ish, roughly. And maybe it depends on the beer too. I don't know. I mean, it definitely depends on the temperature of the beer, but maybe it depends on the style. I don't know if there are some that require longer poking than others. I've not done enough studying of this. That should be a full YouTube video right there of me just sitting around poking a bunch of beers. Justin says, so many, that's what she says. Yeah. You could call it caramelizing the beer, I guess, but it's just not nearly as fun. I do have one label approval tonight, but it's literally just one, and I did not follow it up with any research, so it's probably not really that exciting. I'm probably just going to hang on to that for next week, unless, I mean, what the hell, why not? Let me find it here. This is a Taft's label that, if it, there we go. Give me just a minute. So this is a, I assume a contract brew, but I don't know anything about the brand, and it doesn't really tell me a lot on the label, so I can't tell you much about it. I was going to look it up, but anybody else is more than welcome to look it up while we talk about it here briefly, if you would like. Let me pull the, I have to remember what button. I'm trying to get this new little system going here. Oh, sorry. Hang on, guys. Wrong button. How about that one? This is called Beach Juice, a vodka lemonade from, I mean, obviously made at Taft's, but it is a product of the Beach Juice Company, which I don't know anything about it, and is made here. So yeah, that doesn't really tell us a lot about what it is. Vodka lemonade, 100 calories. It's one of those kind of sparkling seltzery beverages. Let me actually look it up while I'm trying to talk to you about it. Let's see. Let's just Google beach juice. I was going to do this earlier, but life. We can pull it back up. Oh, dear God, you guys. Yeah, so beach juice. Doesn't tell. Oh, wow. Okay. So you can buy, you can get it online. You can get an 8-pack of beach juice for $35.98. That seems a little steep to me, right? Are those? I can't tell what size the can is from that. Let me look back at the label and see if it tells me on there. Sorry, I'm just not prepped at all for any of this. 355 milliliters. Does anybody know that that's 12 ounces, right? I'm not good with my milliliters. So yeah, it doesn't tell me anything about. I hate that. Like it really doesn't tell me anything about the brand at all. You can buy it, and that's about it. Here's an article on BevNet. The article is out of New York, so I'm assuming, yes, this is just a contract, some kind of company that popped up that said, hey, we should jump on this trend and get somebody to make this for us. Let's read what it says. Emerging player in sustainable canned cocktails, Beach Juice continues to innovate, adding vodka lemonade to a product portfolio that already includes the award-winning Beach Juice Rosé and Beach Juice Rosé with Bubbles. There's nothing old-fashioned about Beach Juice Vodka Lemonade. With just 100 calories and zero sugar, Beach Juice Vodka Lemonade is built for the backpack, destined for a fun day at the beach or wherever your adventure takes you. Pick up Beach Juice Vodka Lemonade, available in select markets April 1st, $12.99 per 4-pack. It's not complicated. You'd rather be at a bonfire on the beach than putting out fires at the office. Cabanas beat cubicles, and barefoot is better than buttoned up. The best sunsets are ones when you forget to snap a photo. Off the grid, in the moment, you're right where you're supposed to be. Beach Juice. Fun wins. This is not sponsored by Beach Juice. However, Beach Juice, if you want to send me some, I will drink it. 5% ABV, 100 calories, zero sugar, gluten-free. And yeah, evidently they have a bunch of different flavors. Beach Juice Rosé is made from Barbera grapes, Grenache, Syrah, and Pinot Noir, 13% ABV. Huh. Yeah, maybe not curious about it, but it says there's no info about where they're based. Just read that article. Yeah. There's this whole trend of products like this that they're just products. They have no real story around them. There's no real company around them. I mean, there is, but nothing that, we get used to craft beer where it's like, hey, these are the people that make your beer. Here's why they make beer. It's strange. Justin says, I remember when I got to brew contract brews. I assume that would be Rivertown days. Rivertown was very big into contract brewing, but not stuff like this. not these companies that are just literally a company designed just to crank out some kind of beverage. The world is very strange. And you see it a lot more in the canned cocktail space or the seltzer space, things like that. It's a money grab. I don't mean that to be offensive, and I don't know that about these people, whoever they are, that create Beach Juice. Maybe they're amazing and they're great people and have this really great idea of something they want to do, but there are a lot of these things happening. There will be no Beach Juice at Beer, Booze, and Bonks. Yeah. Wow. So that's the only label approval this week. So, sorry, nothing too exciting. Just this mysterious beverage that doesn't exist other than this label. I've never seen it, never heard about it. Don't know who actually makes it. Beer, Booze, and Beach Juice. That's for like year 15, our big beach festival where we travel to some kind of beach to do the beer festival. I'm getting really excited about the festival. This week is crazy. Justin says, "What's the number again?" It's 56770 drink. There it is. This week, there's a lot going on. We have, obviously, the festival coming up. I have another project that we are tackling on Wednesday. You'll see some social media hints at what we're doing on Wednesday. We can't give more details quite yet, but it is coming. And then big news on Friday-ish. I have, some of you guys know what I'm talking about because I've been planning it for a very long time, and there's a lot of pieces to this machine that have to click into place. Things that caught me off guard this week that are messing up my schedule. But Friday, big things are happening in my world. I don't know if I'll talk about it on Friday or the weekend or wait a little bit. I don't know. I have no idea. But Friday is going to be a big day in my life. Not fully a new. I don't know. I don't know how to talk about it without talking about it. It'll be easier next week on the Weekly Pint. We'll be able to really kind of dive into what's going on. Yeah, a hint maybe. Non-news news. Elective surgery. Yes. I was trying to think of a very clever, funny surgery, but no. No, you guys know what it is. Yeah, I'm assuming you know, Marco. I think I've talked to you about it. It's going to be good for me just mentally, and it's going to be really, really good for the gnarly gnome and all of the stuff around that. It'll hopefully enable me to get more done and let some creativity kind of fly a little bit more than it's been able to, just because of the schedule. I don't want to say too much, but it is good stuff. And you couple that up with a week where we are kicking this beer festival out too. It's a good week. It's a good time to be a gnome. And yeah, hopefully my kids make the rest of the week tolerable. Today was rough. Oh, look, there's a phone call coming in. I wonder who it could be. Hello, you're on the Weekly Pint.
Hello.
Hello. What's up, buddy?
Going on?
Do what?
You know.
What the hell's going on?
I'm trying not to wake up my roommate. So.
Oh.
I gotta sit in the other room.
For anybody who has not put it together yet, this is Justin.
Hello. I'm P-Paul, Justin.
P-Paul. Your name does not pop up as P-Paul in the chat, so people, I guess, that don't know you outside of the Weekly Pint just know you as Justin.
Yeah, it's okay.
What's going on, buddy?
I'm gonna turn off the live stream because it's like echoing.
Yes.
Nothing much, man.
We can't hear it on our end, but.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I'm gonna update you on the firehouse front.
Yes, please do.
Or I've been brewing a lot of blonde ale. That is, I outsold Bud Light and Miller Lite last week.
Wow.
Which is, yeah, that's pretty big.
Well, yeah. So for anybody who has not been to Firehouse Grill, it has been it's always been a great place for craft beer, but the majority of people that come in there are coming in there for lunch. They're grabbing wings and they're grabbing your standard Bud Miller Coors products, and that making that shift without just stopping to, just not selling, saying, no, we don't have it anymore. Yeah. Instead, you have to drink this. Yeah, is a very difficult thing. Yeah. So, congrats.
So we have thank you. We have like a new. He came in like a month ago, and he's been there every single day, and he's been draining me dry with our amber ale. That's all he drinks, and which I'm not mad about it. But he, I thought it was funny the other day because we were having like problems with our tap, and so I was like trying to fix them and everything, and our head bartender, who's like one of my best friends at work, like she's a cicerone, like she knows her stuff, and she goes, "Here, try the fretboard tray," and I heard her say that, and I said, "Don't you give them that." Sorry to any fretboard fans listening. That I love fretboard though.
Well, it is strange though. Like if you're and there are a couple breweries that have gas taps, less now than I think ever before, but There are
Oh
some
yeah, of
places
course.
that will still have a guest tap from here and there, but it's very
Yeah.
difficult trying um, to balance that out with your customers. Of somebody walks in and they want something specific. If you're making your own beer,
Yeah.
you should be trying to get people to drink your beer, not a guest tap,
Oh
or
yeah.
not Bud Miller Coors if you have that. But it is
Yeah.
difficult
And that's what I tell.
trying to still give people what they want, but
Excuse me.
push them.
Yeah. That's what I tell everyone. Like, especially like we've been having like like a lot of like personnel change and everything. So like I tell all the new bartenders like if anyone asks for like a suggestion on beer, push ours. But
Right.
like if they want something else, like go for it. And
I would say even
like I'm
as far as like if somebody orders a Bud Light, and that's really what they want, you know, your bartender should still be pouring them a little taste of, your patio pilsner, or whatever your
right.
current light option is, to kind of show them that there is something
Yeah.
that's close to it that is made there, and just to start that conversation.
Yeah. That's it's kind of the funniest part is this guy came in and he was for a party. I was behind the bar, and he's like, "What do you got that's light?" I was like, "Well, what do you usually drink?" And he was like, "Oh, I usually like Miller Lite, but like I want to try something new." And I said, "All right, here, try this." And I gave him the patio pills, and he was like, "Wow, that's real flavorful. I like this a lot." And so like he got one,
Right.
and he drank it and came back, and the bartender said that he drank like 6 more that night. And I was like, I mean, I'm not mad.
But that's also
And he was like, oh,
when somebody walks in and they says, "Hey, I usually drink this. I want to try something different." Half of that battle has already been done at that point. They're ready to try something else. It's those other people that
yeah,
are like, "No, I don't want something else. Like this is what I
no,
drink. This
this
is
is
my
what,
drink." Trying to get them to kind
yeah,
of push out of their comfort zone is, to me, it's
yeah.
part of the fun
I
though.
mean,
Like that's why I enjoy it.
oh yeah, of course. Once you get them to like actually try something different, and they realize like, wow, this is actually good. Like that's a good feeling to me.
Yeah.
Kind of like my brother. My brother is the same way. Like, I mean, granted, I'm drinking PBR right now, but he's a Hootie Delight drinker. But he tried my brown ale one day, and like that's all he drinks now.
I mean, that's
But
when you make that switch for somebody and you get that little that conversion, like it's we all started
I,
somewhere in that journey, you know. And
oh
like
yeah,
when you're able to start to see somebody else possibly starting to go down that path, it's just it's
yeah.
fulfilling.
Well, I mean, even yeah. I mean, I started on Hootie Delight just because my brother gave it to me, when I was 21. But like the first day I turned 21, we went to Jungle Gyms and bought like Sierra Nevada. I forget. Oh, what was it called? Glazade or something like that. I can't remember. My roommate's asleep. He would remember. He went with me, um, but it was like an Oktoberfest, like a something like that. We had that and like some other stuff and Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, and that was like I think I started brewing like 6 months after that too.
Well,
So
once you start down that path, like it's hard to put the brakes on it and slow it down at all. Like it gets really exciting there at the beginning when that world opens up and you start to realize the stuff that's out there.
yeah, exciting and expensive. So
Well, it gets more expensive as time goes on, and then you got to buy fire pokers to
yeah,
shove into your beers just to get the thrill.
exactly. Yeah, and
Which,
I know you specifically bought that just to do that.
oh yeah, 100%. No, when I was at Sonder at their Oktoberfest and Chad was shoving pokers into our beers, I knew that I had to go get
Of
one because
course, because he's a weirdo.
it is, there is something about that fun side of craft beer, that's kind of why we keep doing it. Like it's not just the beer itself. Like you can go grab a good beer and then go sit by yourself and drink it, and that's fine. Sometimes it's about the experience around it, the people around it, like that.
Oh,
That
yeah.
experience of sitting around a picnic table with Chad and Josh and I think Marco had already left. No, Marco. I don't know if Marco was there still. Marco, were you there still? Sitting around that picnic table and just having that experience was why I drink craft beer. Like it's one of those things that
Oh,
sticks in your
yeah.
head and forms a memory around beer.
Yeah. And it's craft beer. You know, you got craft cocktails, you got all these crafts, and like that's a craft. It's an art. Like
Right.
you can do different things with it, and it's cool. Like you go to a fancy bar and get a cocktail, and they're gonna probably smoke it or do some crazy stuff with it. I don't really drink spirits or anything, but they're gonna do some crazy stuff with it. So why
Right.
not do it with beer?
Right.
Same thing. Like that's what I like about the industry that I'm in. And like granted, I drink PBR from Milwaukee, but still, I get to
Right.
sit and like be creative with what I do.
It's
Like,
there's the stereotypical answer. There's a time and a place for everything, and there is like.
yeah,
Just because a beer is not a fancy beer does not mean it doesn't have some kind of other things that can happen around it, be it experiences or people or whatever
right.
that may be. But
Yeah, and
there's
you can do whatever you want with it. That's really the thing.
now I've started thinking about when you talked about smoking cocktails and they have those little dome things they put a cocktail in and pump it full of smoke.
Yeah,
Now I want to do that with beer.
yeah, exactly. We actually when I worked at the Common Beer Company, I forget what beer it was, but Todd, the owner of Wildflower
Right.
Cafe across the street, he brought in one of those, and he smoked. I think it was the brown ale. It was either the brown ale or the winter ale, one of the two. But he smoked it, and it was actually really good. Like I don't like a lot of smoky stuff, like at least drinking smoky stuff,
Right.
but it was actually extremely delicious.
That'd be fun.
So
So for Thanksgiving every year we smoke our turkey. And so now
yeah,
I'm wondering if I just take a pint of beer while I'm smoking the turkey and just throw my pint in the smoker for like a minute. Will it get too hot and will that work?
uh, I'd,
I-
I'd probably, if you were gonna do that, I'd definitely get a Stein or something that's very heat
Hardy.
resistant. Yeah.
I
You
I am going to try it just for the record. So you guys are hearing it right now. I'm going to shove my beer into the smoker with the turkey while I'm getting drunk on Thanksgiving.
should get a Stein from Hoffer House.
I've probably got one sitting around here somewhere. Actually, I know that I do. I have like a stein, like an actual like ceramic stein from Hofbrauhaus that would probably be pretty hardy and hold up.
Yeah, if it breaks
I
anyway,
think that any glass,
don't get
like
it in the turkey.
I know that you're probably not watching the video right now, but like these dimpled kind of stein things, like
Oh
these
yeah.
things are just like these things are tanks. Like I'm pretty sure you could heat this
Oh,
thing up in
absolutely.
a smoker's not that hot. I mean, you're talking 200-ish degrees. If it's just in there for a little bit, it's not going to get
Oh,
too hot.
absolutely.
Uh-oh,
Yeah, no,
Marco heard you cough and now he's worried about you.
no, I'm fine. I'm just a chain smoker, so I'm a chain smoking brewer. You know how it goes, Marco. Stressful. I just had I had plumbing done at my house today, so
There's always something to make life exciting.
of course.
Well, thanks
But,
for calling in, buddy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Firehouse, we got a new menu. We're changing stuff up a little bit. We got a new chef,
Right.
and I think since last time I was on the podcast, so we got like kind of changes on the menus. Um, we got a new Oktoberfest on, which is still on tap.
Well,
Which I'm almost out of it, but
that's what happens when you brew your Oktoberfest win.
hey, you know what? I had some family issues. I couldn't help.
It's all right.
Help
It's
it.
all right.
That and the order was late. So,
Matt Damaris
But,
just chimed
we're
in
all-
about my smoking experiment and said that I should run some sort of a line/tube from the exhaust of the smoker to the beer. Wouldn't heat it up as much, and it would be all smoke. That is incredibly brilliant and
That's
incredibly complicated.
that's genius. I would do that.
When you I've seen some people set up cold smokers that way to where you're piping the actual smoke itself away from your firebox over into a separate space to get it cooled down a little bit. It's too complicated, Matt. I need to just shove a beer into the smoker. maybe that's
we have
part 2 of the experiment.
we have like kind of a smoker at the house. It's one of those like grill smokers with the thing on the side.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use it. I don't grill meats.
Hey, you got to get a pellet smoker, man. It's so much easier.
I mean, you can put pellets in it, and I have friends that do it all the time. And I don't know. I just don't cook. I can cook a mean ramen though, if you ever want ramen.
Vernon said,
I eat nut rolls and ramen noodles.
Vernon has chimed in and he wants to know if you guys are filling crowlers or growlers. He works practically across the street and could help you get rid of some of the Oktoberfest.
So we do both. We do have a crowler machine, and we also do fill growlers, which whenever you come in, bear with me. I'm in the process of fixing it. The seams are kind of off, so if you do have growlers, please bring those in. I will clean them personally for you. So our seams are kind of off a little bit. So I've been trying to fix that for the last 2 days. And so if you do have growlers, bring them in, and I will fill them personally for you and clean them and whatever you want. And yes, our cicerone, our head bartender, says that our Oktoberfest is the best beer she's ever had, which is very surprising because she drinks a lot of beer. So
that makes me definitely need to stop in and try it because I have not tried it yet.
Well, there you go. Because I got one keg left, minus the one on tap. But
I need to stop in and give it a go.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we got that, and then the winter ale should be ready in about 2 weeks. I was gonna go and brew it today, but I just got a new assistant brewer, and he couldn't come in today, and I had all that plumbing shit to do. So yeah, so it should be on in a couple weeks, and yeah, stop on by.
It's exciting.
Putting around, hopefully in new boots because my other one's got a tear in them. So
that kind of defeats the purpose of the boot if it has a hole in it.
I know, right? Especially when they're big old rubber boots. So all right. Well,
thanks for calling in, buddy.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Yep, definitely.
See you, gnarly.
Bye.
Bye.
So anybody who has not been to Firehouse Grill, it's over in Blue Ash. It's fun. It used to be Watson Brothers, one of the early brew pubs in Cincinnati's kind of craft journey. And when Watson Brothers closed, Firehouse came in and was just kind of a craft beer bar restaurant for years and years and years. And then just in the last couple of years, they decided they were going to put in a nice little small brew house. I think it's I'm going to say 3. No, it's more than 3. It's probably close to a 7-barrel, something like that. A nano-ish system, just to crank out beer just for the restaurant. It is pure brew pub. It's not for distribution. It's not they're canning and distributing and cranking out beer and some guy. It is 4-barrel. There we go. Thank you, Justin. It's pure brew pub. What a small brew pub, in my opinion, should be. So 7-barrel fermenters. There we go. So if you have not been there, you guys probably need to go there and kind of experience what that place is, because it's definitely not your Madry, Rheingeist, Braxton kind of machine. It's a whole different part of what makes craft beer, and for me, part of what makes craft beer really fun. Yeah, it's gonna be good stuff. I'm gonna try to get there this week to drink some Oktoberfest. I'm gonna start wrapping this up, guys. Justin says it is Powerhouse the Brew House too, so it's clean. Yeah, so everybody can go this week and take their pictures, and it's even more exciting if you get there when Justin is there working, because then it's kind of like a zoo. He's in his little glass cage there, and you can take pictures of him and poke at the glass and makes it fun. Like I said, if you haven't been there, go there. If you haven't been anywhere, go there. We have so many places within this city that are doing things that are so very different than each other, and to me, those differences are what makes this so freaking exciting. Like there is a time and a place for Madry. There's a time and a place for Rheingeist, and there's a time and a place for places like Common or Firehouse Grill, where they're all making beer, but how they're doing it and why they're doing it and what that looks like and what that feels like, and that experience around it is just so vastly different that it really gives you a different experience around craft beer, and maybe one that you enjoy more, or gives you a different perspective on the other places. And I don't know, it's fun. I enjoy it a lot. So get everywhere. That's the lesson to be learned here. Just go everywhere. The one place that you definitely need to go, Beer, Booze, and Bonks, because we've been working our butts off on this festival. It's the last week for tickets. Sales cut off Friday at midnight, I believe. So you can get your tickets until then. There are lots of different options that you can do. Standard tickets are $40. You can get an early entry to both sessions. The second session also has a kick the keg party after it, which is, if I am able to bring a beer poker caramelizer stick, it'll probably be at the after party. It's gonna be an absolute blast. So anything that's left over from the festival, we're gonna throw it all on tap. We're clearing off their taps, and we're putting all of these beers on afterwards, and selling them for cheap. So you can get pints of some really good stuff for cheap. We have good stuff. Lots of great beer. Obviously, there's some cocktails. There's a couple seltzers. It's gonna be fun. You can foal. If you don't know what foaling is, it's a good chance to go kind of experience that too. So go to thegnarlygnome.com/tickets and get your tickets if you haven't already, because they are going very quickly. Stay tuned for some hints on Wednesday about this other project that we're working on, this other thing that is going to be fun and delicious. And then stay tuned on Friday-ish when I'll talk about what is happening with the gnome, because it's big stuff. It's good. I think it's good. We'll see. Thank you guys very much. If you like what I do and you want to support it heartily, you can go to the gnarlygnome.com/support, and that links up with our, my Patreon page. That's where you can toss a couple bucks every month, and it goes straight into funding this stuff and funding new projects and improving current existing ones and other stuff that we will talk about on Friday or the weekend or something. So stay tuned. I appreciate you guys a lot. We will be back next week, right here, same place, same time-ish, and same place. Thank you guys. I really appreciate getting this opportunity every week to sit down and just hang out with you. It's another one of those things about craft beer that just makes it fun. It's the people. Thank you, guys. Everybody have a good night. If you have a stainless steel rod anywhere, heat it up and shove it in a beer. Cheers, guys. At some point, I'll also share a link for the beer poker that I bought. I should probably do that.